Happy Halloween, everybody. Just doing a reading today, just a bit of a quick reading overview of love throughout November for you. We are rolling with the theme of love and lace today. As you can see, I have got my little lace bunny ears. So we are incorporating the themology of rabbits as well. So, for fertility, abundance, and new life, gentleness, sensitivity, vulnerability, good luck and purity, as well as being agile and adaptive. All right. So, going very closely along with the theme of love and intimacy throughout November, and seeing what's sort of going on in your life when it does come to love and intimacy. So a little bit more focused on the intimacy, the sweetness of love in your love life throughout November. Okay, so just keep that in mind as we move through. Thank you all so much for all the amazing views and everything of late. I do really appreciate it. It's been really exciting to see the channel sort of taking off a little bit there. Keep it up, guys. I really love it. I will actually be running a competition throughout November as well. So starting with this video, every single comment on any of my videos throughout November, you will go in the draw to win a free personal reading as well. All right, so make sure you leave a comment, subscribe to the channel so you can stay up to date with that as well. Today I am going to be using the Deep Love Oracle card deck, as well as the Uranus do Fogo lenormand, which, the Fire Queen's lenormand. I like to use this one for intimacy. It does, have a very strong intimacy connection, that particular deck. As always, timestamps will be in the description box. Starting off today with our Aries. Okay. Aries, what's going on for Aries throughout November when it comes to love and intimacy? Love and intimacy, the lace of love for our Aries. Okay, Aries, we've got the deep dive card coming through here. That is a very intimacy based card. I love it. Deep dive into each other, uncover hidden pearls. So really learning a lot more about your person this month. So it's kind of, and it's not just the surface stuff. It's not just what's their favorite color and all that sort of stuff. It's learning those really deep and meaningful parts of each other, and sharing yours with them as well. All right. So really like connecting or reconnecting with your person on a much deeper, more intimate soul level. It's not just, the physical. It's not just the surface level stuff for you this month. It's the things that make you you, and the things that really attract each other to each other, and the depths of your souls, and so really diving deep into those sorts of things this month. Aries, love and intimacy messages for Aries throughout November. A lot of strength coming through with your person and your reading here. We have the Bear coming through first, which is a very deep soul energy straight off the bat there. So we are seeing a lot of deep soul stuff for you when it comes to love this month. So for some of you, I want to say too, you may be connecting with that part of your own self, that soul level thing where you are connecting with the idea of love on a bit of a deeper level. Pardon me, Aries. But it's a lot of strength. It's a lot of confidence in love this month. It's a lot of, yes, having boundaries, but also, being willing to protect the ones that you love, and just the idea of love in your life, doing what is necessary in order to protect and nurture love in your energy. We have the stars coming through as well, Aries. Your wishes coming true this month when it comes to love. This is being hopeful, being optimistic about, the goals that you have when it comes to intimacy between each other, and your dreams and your desires sort of, coming out into the open a little bit more and being fulfilled for you here. Also connecting with this house energy here, a lot of stable, secure energy between, I am strongly picking up on somebody other than yourself in this message, Aries. So, you whether, even if you're not connecting to anyone on a romantic level this month, you are really finding this strength and security in the idea of love and self-love and the hope for love and the things that you want in love being achieved for you here. This is also a strong sense of family as well, another nurturing kind of energy with the bear there as well. So definitely strengthening that home base when it comes to yourself and your ideals of love this month, Aries. It does look like a really good month for you with love. So I wish you all the best with that one, but you are more than welcome to check your other placements, of course. Subscribe to the channel, and we will move on over to our Taurus. Okay, Taurus. What's going on for Taurus when it comes to love and intimacy throughout November? The lace of love for our Taurus throughout November. Okay, Taurus. What we're seeing for you first here, we have the listening card coming through. Okay, true understanding starts with listening in silence. So really allowing some time between yourself and, the concept of love, your person, if you are connected to somebody here, to really listen to the things that they're saying without words, to, really actions speak louder than words for you this month, Taurus, and you're really sort of listening to the rhythm of your own heart and really following that, paying attention to, the ways that your heart is trying to guide you throughout November. And, even if it means just sitting there in silence and allowing your heart to speak for you rather than, feeling the need to fill yourself with words and actions, you are kind of just sort of listening to that deep stillness within, that comfortable energy of sitting comfortably in silence with somebody, and everything being fine, like, and just knowing that, oh, this is lovely. Like, it doesn't always have to be things going on for you to have that safety zone with love for yourself there. So really listening to, and I kind of want to say here for some of you, Taurus, listening to the pitter-pat of tiny feet as well. So I don't know exactly what that means for some of you. You may be spending time with someone with young children, or you may have your own children, or be wanting to sort of think about having children this month. May just be something that is coming up for you there. But it also does connect me with the, quite often that phrase actually sits with, fairy energy as well. So there might just be something a little bit supernatural, I suppose, around your energy and the silence of, that pitter patter of your heart, and feeling yourself be drawn to, the undercurrent of energy of around you this month when it comes to love. So, fairy energy and focusing on, it's just sort of wanting me to talk about something about fairies here for you, Taurus. So some of you, if you're into that sort of thing, you might want to look into, those sorts of things, spending a little bit more time in nature, and embracing, the sweet, innocent kind of sides of fairy stuff. I'm just sort of seeing things like starting a little fairy garden together, just doing something sweet together, but just sort of little things. Oh, the fairies did this for you kind of thing. I'm just getting those sorts of things, just leaving little surprises around for someone. Oh, the fairies must have done that, and not going, just little things. It's not being very clear exactly what that means. So it might mean different things for different individuals within the collective. Taurus, love and intimacy for Taurus throughout November. Firstly, we do see the stars coming through here. You can see things burning brightly there with the stars. This is all your dreams and your desires being fulfilled for you this month in a much softer kind of a way. We have the feminine there as well. That's a softer, more nurturing hope and optimism that you're experiencing this month when it comes to love. It's just coming through that, your dreams being realized, but in softer, sweeter ways than you anticipated. I'm still picking up, there's a lot of it's the little things this month, Taurus, that seem to matter the most for you. And that's sort of signs to you that your dreams are being achieved here, that you are getting fulfillment from these things. And there is a reason to have hope and optimism and a lot of emotion there as well. But it's emotional needs being met and the desires that you have emotionally being fulfilled. So it's a very sweet energy for you this month when it comes to love. I do feel like this is specific to the end of the month here. We have the coffin. Okay, so you can see that that's a skull in that particular deck, but it does talk about endings and transformational endings. So sometimes things needing to come to an end in order to have new beginnings. So closing the lid on things so that, that stage of our thing is over, so that we can move forward into brand new kind of energies. I do kind of just pick up here that this is very just connected to, just life in general, but it's certain things about love for you here, Taurus, that are coming to an end but not in a bad way. It's like certain parameters that you've set yourself when it comes to love and romance, and intimacy, that, it's kind of like things like self-confidence issues coming to an end. You're no longer as held back by those sorts of things. So it's those sorts of examples are coming through here. But it is also talking about just the general transitional energy of the end of this year, because anyone that knows much about, what's been going on in the universe and just, numerology, whatnot, this year is a year of endings. So it's ending out those cycles that are no longer serving us, so that next year, the year of beginnings and fresh new starts, we really can sort of embrace new ways of being and new ways of showing intimacy and love. So I do feel like that's actually kind of a really good thing for you to see the endings coming through here, because it's kind of like ending old cycles, old patterns that are no longer serving you, ending old, outdated ways of thinking. It seems to be coming through here strongly. Ending, for a lot of you, it's got to do with your emotions around love and intimacy. Okay, so those emotions that have held you back in the past when it comes to love and intimacy, those sorts of negative feelings are coming to an end for you throughout November, and it's giving you that opportunity to really learn how to love and be intimate in new ways that are more positive for your energy, better for your higher self here, Taurus. So it's actually kind of a really good thing here. So once again, though, it's listening to, the rhythm of the universe and listening to the sounds of your heart and those little things, all sort of making these little changes and closing out these little things, bringing those endings in little ways. And it actually ends up making, this huge difference to you in the long run here. All right, but that's what we have for you, Taurus. You're more than welcome to check your other placements, of course. Subscribe to the channel, and we will move on over to our Geminis. Okay, Gemini, what's going on for Gemini throughout November with love and intimacy? Love and intimacy, the laces of love for our Geminis in November. Okay, Gemini, starting you off here, we have the Shield coming through for you this month. Find protection in love. Be each other's shield. So this talks about protection and shielding each other from the negative stuff, from the harshest realities, and being very protective and not in an overbearing way, but in a sweet, loving way, you know, that I want to protect you from losing innocence when it comes to love and romance. I want to be the one that steps between you and your troubles, and helps you, you know, shield you from the negative impact of those. I do feel for a lot of you this is emotional stuff, emotional shielding, that, you know, look, even if I because, you know, a shield, it doesn't always stop the bad stuff from getting to you. But do you know what? Even if you get hit by an arrow, the shield can actually help prop you back up, and you know, support you as, you know, moving forward as well. So it's kind of a supportive, protective energy coming through for you this month. So I do feel as though for some of you, this is for you towards, you know, others, whereas others, you know, other parts of the collective, this is more so others towards you. But it's kind of, and there's a couple of you here too where it's yourself sort of protecting yourself as well from, it's not protecting yourself from love, okay? Don't feel that you need to put these giant walls up, Gemini. It's protecting yourself from the negative thinking about love, and having those walls up too high. Yes, you know, we sometimes we do need to have our walls up a little bit, but we also need to protect ourselves from not allowing love in at all. So I kind of feel like this is a shield that, you know, you're carrying that shield. You can lift it up and protect yourself when you need to, but it's not a permanent thing. You can drop it and be more vulnerable and more intimate with others when you do need to as well. So it's just kind of like for the situation, it's coming through very specifically that this is something that, you know, lowering your shield and then raising your shields, and lowering your shields and raising your shields, and, you know, becoming a little bit more, you know, versed, I suppose, in when, and knowing when to do those things, to knowing when to lower your shields a little bit, and knowing when you do need to have that protection up, whether it be just for yourself or for, you know, loved ones around you as well. But it just seems to be a little bit more clarity and intuition guiding you through the shielding of oneself this month. But we'll have a look here and see what's coming through with the Lenormand for you as well, Gemini. Gemini, love and intimacy for Gemini in November. Yeah, growth and healing coming through first, Gemini. So we have the tree there, that solid family units as well. So for a lot of you, you're really branching yourself out to protect, you know, not just yourself, but those who you consider, you know, part of your soul family, whether it be, you know, blood or otherwise. You're protecting. You know, a tree protects the weak and vulnerable. So you're kind of putting your branches out to protect this month, and allow people space to heal and grow. Allow yourself space to heal and grow. And this is actually part of how you're protecting yourself this month, is because it's coming from a wisdom. It's this inner wisdom, this you know, a bit of maturity coming through here, Gemini, that you've sort of been taking time to look after yourself, and you want to show others how to look after themselves as well. So you're branching out and protecting others in amongst it all as well. We do see here, pardon me, we do see the snake coming through here as well. Yes, I know it does not look like a snake in this deck, but you know, we see the emotion in the water here, and then we see the fire in the sky. So this is, you know, a lot of passion, but there's emotions under the surface. But there is a lot of passion and desire, you know, a lot of physical intimacy this month. That really is the card of physical intimacy when I am doing an intimacy reading. But we also do see this underlying issue here, Gemini, that you may actually, something may be being revealed to you this month when it comes to love and romance, and you know, all that the intimate stuff. It doesn't necessarily feel like it's a totally bad thing, if that makes sense, because the snake sometimes can talk about deception and illusions and things like that. But I feel like for you here, it's more something under the surface that just has not been expressed to you. So we have the sun coming through after that, and the sun really does bring things out into the light. It brings a little bit of that darkness out into the light, and really, shows things under the light of the sun, and in order to move towards happiness as well. That's a very happy energy. So, it tempers that snake energy there. But it's kind of feeling like something along the lines of something under the surface of somebody's, and it feels more to do with the physical intimacy stuff. So it's kind of telling me pretty directly here that this is like the thing that's coming to light, or the epiphany that maybe you are having about yourself is this thing that's kind of been floating under the surface of your physical intimacy. So it's kind of like a kink being explored, or something that has been sort of being kept quiet, and it's coming out into the light this month. Like, oh, I might like that kind of energy. So it's not really a deception, if that makes sense. It's like they've just been hiding it from themselves, I feel. So whether that's you hiding that from yourself, or somebody else hiding that from you, it's not necessarily a bad thing that they're hiding that. It's more just it feels like a kink. Not gonna lie, it does feel like it's a very physical thing, very tangible kind of physical intimacy based thing. So it's some sort of sexual desire, or kink, or something along those lines, coming out into the open between yourself and yourself, or yourself and somebody else this month. But ultimately it leads to happiness. Okay, so we do see the sun coming through there. A lot of warmth. I'm getting warmth coming through with that as well. So that may actually have something to do with the actual thing somehow. Yeah, I'm not going to go into that. So I kind of feel that with that shield there too, you're kind of shielding this person from having to deny that part of themselves. You're kind of, it's fine. Like, I'll protect you from your own desires, kind of thing. Like, it's just coming through in an interesting way there, Gemini. But it does feel pretty specific for a lot of you there. So maybe, and I do feel like for a lot of you, it's kind of you letting down your guard and exploring that side of yourself that maybe you haven't, been game enough to really sort of open up to yourself, and you've been keeping it under the surface. All right, but that's what we've got for you today, Gemini. You're more than welcome to check your other placements. Make sure you do subscribe, of course, and we will move on over to our Cancers. Okay, Cancer, the lace of love for our Cancers throughout November. Looking at love and intimacy in November for Cancer. Adventure, Cancer. Ooh, the call to adventure. Embark on adventures together. Discover the joy of the unknown. So really embracing new things and doing things out of the norm. It doesn't need to be any huge, big, grand adventure. This could just be, trying something new, get going somewhere you haven't been before. I am hearing pretty specifically here, especially with the intimacy stuff, I am hearing, unknown interests, as well as outdoor sex. Okay, so that may be relevant to some of you throughout the month as well. But we'll have a look here. Embark on adventures together. So, I do feel as though, even if you're single, it's getting out of your comfort zone this month when it comes to love. So, even if you are single, it's maybe talking to the person that you wouldn't normally be game enough to talk to, or going and trying something that you wouldn't normally do, or, those sorts of things. Definitely coming through there as well. Getting out of the house a little bit more. Cancer. Love and intimacy for Cancer throughout November. Taking chances, going on those adventures. We have the Clover coming through first. So this is like investing in new challenges, because we do have the Mountain coming through straight after that. So you're investing in new challenges. You're embarking on new adventures, literally going, maybe some of you going to the mountains, climbing mountains, hiking, those sorts of things. Both of those cards sort of do give a bit of a hiking vibe. So, hikes might be something that you're doing this month, but it's taking a chance. It's jumping in the deep end and giving things a go. All right, it's really overcoming the blockages within your own self of why you have stopped yourself from being a little bit more adventurous. So you're overcoming those challenges. You're going, that's it. I'm just going to give it a go, and I'm just going to start, climbing that mountain, and before I know it, I'm going to be at the tippy top of that mountain, and that'll be something that I've achieved is overcoming that. So I do feel as though for a lot of you, those blockages are things like things that you've always wanted to try, maybe in the bedroom, maybe when it comes to going on an actual adventure, somewhere you've always meant to go and check out that place. You're overcoming those little blockages within yourself that are stopping you from doing those things. Okay, so it's really coming up with new ideas and perspectives on how to do things, and how I can be more adventurous. I do feel for some of you this is specifically in the bedroom. Okay, so being a little bit more adventurous in the bedroom and overcoming those things, those blockages that you've had, like, oh, I can't try that, I can't do that, and you're taking that chance to be a little bit more adventurous and try new things, and really coming up with ideas on, oh, how can I spice things up a little bit. This really is the card of spicing things up a little bit, because it stirs up things. You might literally be stirring someone up a little bit too, with that card there, taking a chance to stoke the flames of passion and see where they lead this month. It's all part of the adventure for you this month, Cancer, but you really might be stirring someone a little bit there, and that I'm getting a bit very playful kind of energy coming through for you, when it comes to interacting with others. Once again, it's all part of that adventure, that adventurous spirit for you this month. Okay, Cancer, so pretty straightforward. That's what we've got for you. You are more than welcome to check your other placements, of course. Make sure you do subscribe to the channel, and we will move on over to our Leos. Okay. Leo, love and intimacy for our Leos throughout November. What does Leo need to know in regards to love and intimacy? And I know I'm calling this reading Love and Lace, but I'm really getting the lacing something up for you here, Leo. So, that quite often does talk about bondage. All right, so that may be relevant to some of you this month. But we do see the inheritance card coming through. Learn from the past, inherit wisdom for the future. So this is trying to, specifically, the mistakes that you've made in the past when it comes to love, the things that have been hard on you when it comes to love. You're sitting down and trying to really learn from those things and move past those things from the past, in order to, okay, well, look, I'm not going to tolerate this again. I liked that about the past. I'll incorporate that into my future, and all those sorts of things. You're really trying to just look back at, what has the past taught me about love, and how can I use that to develop where I'm going with love throughout the month here. Okay, so maybe a little bit of reflection for you, Leo, this month when it comes to love. Especially, I'm strongly picking up sexual energy for you here, Leo, as well. Like I said, that you kind of maybe exploring some stuff of you kind of like, oh, I really liked it when so-and-so did this. So, I might want to explore that a little bit more this month. Inherit the wisdom of that for the future. I liked that. So I know now I liked that. So let's try to incorporate that more in the future as well. Okay, love and lace for our Leos in November. What's going on for Leo in November with love and intimacy? Definitely seeing intimacy here. We have the card of intimacy coming through first. We have the lily there. Now that is that is very strong long-term intimacy energy as well. So, it's really vulnerable, open, emotional intimacy. It's not just intimacy in a physical sense. It's the difference between making love and just having sex. This is the making love kind of intimacy, okay? And it's definitely looking towards the future and where you want the future to go when it comes to love and intimacy for you this month, okay? And what needs to heal and what needs to grow, and how do I need to take better care of certain things within my relationships, within myself, in order to have the things I want in the future with love and intimacy. Okay, so we do see the moon here as well. So we do see a lot of your intuition showing you sort of which direction to go when it comes to this, and especially the healing of it's kind of like I'm kind of getting you're looking towards the future and then working your way backwards. All right. So you're looking very far towards the future, but you're also looking very far towards the past. I'm getting both coming through here. So you're looking towards the past to learn, what can I learn? What needs to heal about the way I look at love for the future, and then you're looking at the future like, what are my end goals? What would make me feel fulfilled in love and intimacy? And now I need to work my way backwards. What do I need to heal and focus on and mature myself a little bit more? Be a little bit more emotionally attached or detached from, in order to fulfill those long-term goals with intimacy. So for a lot of you, this does feel like it's a much stronger month on the side of emotional intimacy. Okay, so that being open and vulnerable with oneself, with your partner, if you're partnered there, and it's all about growth and healing. All right, so it's all about learning from the past in order to move forward in a much more mature, healed way. Okay, so we do see soul connections coming through there as well with those particular cards, and as well as really, really trusting your intuition that your soul and your emotions are trying to guide you in the right direction here, so that you can learn as much as possible, so that you can be a much more healed version of yourself in the future when it comes to intimacy with others and being able to share intimacy with others here, Leo. Okay, so that's what we're seeing for you. You are, of course, more than welcome to check your other placements. Make sure you do subscribe to the channel. We will be running that competition throughout November as well. So make sure you leave a comment on one of the videos and you'll go in the draw for that. Okay, moving on to Virgo. Okay, Virgo. Love and intimacy for our Virgos in November. The laces of love for our Virgos in November. What's love and intimacy hold for Virgo this month? Compromise, Virgo. Learn the art of compromise in relationships. So we're not just asking, what can I get? We're asking, if I want to get that, what should I give? What can I give? As well as what can I get? All right. That, oh, this person, I know that they would really like that, or they want me to do this. So if I do this, maybe I can get that in return. Negotiation, compromise. I do feel for a lot of you, there is some sort of negotiation when it comes to the physical stuff this month as well. Like I'm getting some of you here, Virgo, like literally saying, well, if I give you all this and this that you want, how about, can you give me that kind of thing? So you're really coming up with some sort of negotiations when it comes to, look, how about if I give you this and this, and then, maybe we can talk about that in the future, but then you give me this and then, how does that sound? What adjustments would you make? It's very, very compromising energy, very negotiating kind of energy coming through here, Virgo. Okay, love and intimacy for Virgo throughout November. Love and intimacy for our Virgos throughout November. Definitely, yeah, look at this. You can't make this up, Virgo. We have the lily coming through first, which is emotional intimacy. Okay, it is long-term energy as well. So it's kind of like, being very emotional and vulnerable about what we want, especially on a very intimate, deeper kind of level. It's not just necessarily the physical stuff, but it's being open and honest and vulnerable about, the emotional content that we want within connections. And not being afraid to be yourself and be kinder to yourself about wanting those things, and being very honest about those things. Okay, so and it's kind of, for some of you, it's like very long-term stuff too. So it's kind of saying things like, oh, if we get this, in the long term, this will turn into that kind of thing. I'm just sort of picking up something like that. But here's that compromise all over again. We have the flowers there, okay, which is the card of give and take. It's reciprocal energy. It's giving what you get. Like, it's the more time, love, energy that you give and you put into something, the more that you receive in return. Okay, very reciprocal energy, very compromising, very negotiating. That if I give you this, you're going to, I'm then going to take that. So it's very, very sort of very negotiation central for you this month, Virgo. Very, and not being ashamed of what you want, not being ashamed of what you need, and being willing to give as well. That, look, I want to give you all this stuff, but I also know that I need to receive this and that. We do see the tree coming through here as well. So very spiritual kind of connections coming through there, very sense of family tree kind of connections. So, it's, and since we've got the long term and the family tree sort of energy, this definitely could be, look, if this is going to be forever, we need to make sure it works for both of us and can stay forever. But it's all about healing and growing, growing together and growing into the future versions of ourselves together. What can I give you in order to help you be the best version of yourself? What can you give me in order for me to grow and heal as well? Taking care of oneself, taking care of your needs, but also not being afraid to give to somebody else's needs and desires as well. Okay, so very strong message of compromise for you this month, Virgo. That's what we have for you. You are more than welcome to check your other placements, of course. Subscribe to the channel. Make sure you leave a comment so you can go in the draw for that free personal reading. And we will move on over to Libra. Okay. Libra, love and intimacy for Libra throughout November, not October. We're looking at November. Lacing love together for you in November, Libra. Intimacy and love. We have adventure coming through for you first here. We did see that for one of the other signs as well, but it's all about embarking on adventures together, discovering the joy of the unknown. So regardless of whether you have someone in your life with the love stuff, it's all about being a little bit more adventurous throughout November, getting out of the your comfort zone a little bit here. I am picking up strongly that for a couple of you here, Libra, this is all about your actual intimacy as well. So, spicing things up a little bit and doing things, that you may be exploring new sides of yourself that you maybe haven't explored before, that sort of stuff. But really embracing the adventure, in your love life, and sort of being very playful and fun with that. But we'll have a look with the lenormand as well. Libra, love and intimacy for Libra throughout November. Okay, Libra. Starting off here, we have the fish coming through for you, Libra. So we do see that is abundance and a wealth. So I'm kind of picking up that this is like a wealth of experience, a wealth of knowledge and things like that, an abundance of learning more about yourself and having sort of the opportunity to really embrace everything all at once, and once again embarking on those new adventures, anything that you haven't sort of trying those things out. There may be some financial issues for you throughout the month when it comes to love related stuff. So I'm actually picking up that for some of you, though, that is actually purchases of things specifically for your love life, so intimate items that you may be purchasing that are sort of, it's just sort of flagging up that your finances and things like that. So for some of you, it's just as simple as, paying to go on some sort of actual adventure or a date and things like that. Whereas for others of you, I'm sort of getting sort of intimacy items coming through to spice things up a little bit for you. We do see the lily coming through as well. So there's definitely a lot of vulnerability and being open and honest with yourself and your partner, if that's the case, of what truly attracts you when it comes to intimacy and your sex life here. There is also this long-term energy as well. So you're very focused on the deeper connection rather than just the physical stuff. The intimacy stuff for you is a lot more than just the physical. It's all about the long term, the things that are going to provide abundance for you in your love life for the longer term, rather than just short wham bam thank you ma'am kind of energy. We do also see the bear here. So once again, this kind of does feel a little bit call to adventure for you, Libra. Exploring those sides of yourself that are strong and confident. All right, this is a very strong, nurturing energy, but it's also very protective. So I am picking up for some of you here, especially with the bear and the lily together. There's strong soul intimacy here. It's not just the love making. It's the feeling like our souls are joined kind of love making. It's a huge abundance of that, and soul connection between yourself and people, and it's really coming through with this playful, light-hearted energy of wanting to explore each other and wanting to have this adventure for a long time, and that playful kind of energy coming through. Bears can be very, very playful, but they do also they're very protective and very strong, domineering kind of energy. So for some of you, I am picking up on that kind of role play energy there, to do with the the strong energy there coming through. So there might be a bit of dominating energy coming through in the sex life as well. But that's what we've got for you. You're more than welcome to check out your other placements, of course. Make sure you do subscribe to the channel. We do have that competition available now too, so make sure you leave a comment if you want to go in the draw for a free personal reading. But we will move on over to our Scorpios. All right, Scorpio, love and intimacy for Scorpio throughout November. Scorpio, the lace that binds you with love in November, Scorpio. Intimacy feels very strong for you, Scorpio. We do have the lock coming through. I do feel as though this is kind of you're very hesitant to be intimate, on an emotional level. It does say lock your commitment away from the world's interference. So, and that's probably why. It's because you're trying to lock away the emotion a little bit here, and keep that to yourself a little bit with certain things, because it just feels like there's people around you this month that, maybe aren't as supportive of you being happy, I suppose, of you being involved with love and intimacy. It's kind of coming through a little bit as jealousy, and you're just kind of wanting to lock yourself away from all those external influences that are, trying to distract you from the things that really matter to you, Scorpio. And it feels like the intimacy, this intimacy this month, it actually matters to you. So even if you're not with somebody, this is that energy of, taking yourself away from, because I'm just picking up here, Scorpio, on the energy of like, you're in a group of people and they're all making jokes about sex, and you're kind of like, do you know what? I want to take myself away from that. I want to experience love and intimacy on my own terms. I don't want to be influenced by, these silly jokes or, somebody else's immaturity or somebody else's advice, that people telling me what I should and shouldn't do. That you're kind of really just wanting to do it on your own and work out what it means for you individually, rather than listening to others about intimacy this month. So locking yourself away a little bit from from all the external stuff, so that you can really focus on what makes you feel loved and what makes you feel like you have intimate connections with people and vulnerable emotional connections with people. Scorpio. Love and intimacy for Scorpio throughout November. Okay, Scorpio. A lot of strong energy here. Pardon me. We do see the bear and the masculine coming through first. Okay, so that's very domineering, controlling type energy, Scorpio. So I feel as though this is you really wanting to take control of your love life this month and really sort of, wanting to be courageous enough to get your needs met when you want your needs met. And it's not just the physical needs here. It's really starting to open yourself up to nurturing the intimacy side of things. All right, so not just focusing on the physical side of stuff, but you're really sort of wanting to protect and nurture the intimate parts of love for yourself, and the sweetness that is in love, because the masculine is very protective, and the bear also very protective and nurturing. It's with the divine masculine energy, it's not about taking control. It's about standing strong and firm and allowing the feminine a space to grow and be. So I kind of am picking up on that very strongly for you, that your masculine side here is allowing space for your softer side to be seen and be aware to you, for yourself to be aware of that softer side and the need to keep that intimate to yourself and to your partner and express that how feels right to you, rather than once again all these external influences. We do have the stork here as well. I do just feel the need to say if pregnancy is something there that may be popping up as an issue, whether it's a positive issue or a negative issue, I'll leave that up to your own personal choice. But there's a lot of potential with pregnancy throughout November. Let's just put it that way. All right, but we're seeing new perspectives. That really stirs things up. So this is stirring up that side of yourself that is kind of unexpected to you, Scorpio. I'm picking up that, this emotional intimacy coming out of you this month, it's a little bit unexpected, and it's really, giving you new ideas and ways of being with love that you maybe have been very closed off to in the past. And that's really why you're really wanting to explore, what softness and intimacy means to you, rather than having external factors sort of influencing your opinions. All right, so it's really stirring things up in the bedroom for some of you here as well, but it's just within your own self when it comes to taking control of allowing yourself to be softer and more in control of when I am being softer, and that it's not a weakness to be soft and more feminine when it comes to the sweet, innocent sides of love here. Okay, Scorpio, so that's what we're seeing for you. You are more than welcome to check your other placements. Make sure you subscribe, as well as leave a comment to go in the draw for that free personal reading. And we will move on over to our Sagittarius. Okay, moving on to Sagittarius. Sagittarius, laced up in love for Sagittarius. The love and intimacy for Sagittarians throughout November. Sagittarius, we're seeing the vows coming through for you. Okay, don't freak out. Some of you, this is not necessarily, a proposal, an actual vow being made, but although, it very well could be, it does say vows are the bridges between hearts. Okay, so it's basically just making promises, and it may not even be with anyone else. It's kind of making a vow to yourself for a lot of you here that I want this, I deserve this, I'm going to get this kind of thing. And bridging that energy when it comes to love and intimacy, that I'm vowing to be more open about this thing. I'm vowing to express myself in a different way. I'm and of course it can be a pledge being made to somebody. It doesn't necessarily mean that it's a wedding vow, but it could just be a pledge of some sort that you're making to somebody. Like, I want to be more intimate in this area of our relationship. I want us to try this, or and you're making those vows to try and to connect on a more heart-based level. Okay, but having a look with the lenormand for you, Sagittarius. Sagittarius, love and intimacy for Sagittarius throughout November. Don't forget to leave a comment on the video as well, Sagittarius, and you'll go in the draw for that free personal reading. We do see the moon coming through first for you here, Sagittarius. So definitely emotional vows being made, pledges of, I want to show more emotion. I want to follow my heart a little bit more, those sorts of things. But more so to do with the conversations that we're having with people. We have the bird coming through there. I know it's hard to see the owl coming through the fire there, but it really is about following, having those intuitive conversations where we're getting on the same page with somebody, having that conversation with ourselves as well. We're having conversations, about the things that we are very sensitive to. I am picking up that for a couple of you there needs to be a conversation about our actual physical sensitivities, that we're sensitive to certain physical touches, that maybe please don't touch me there because it's too sensitive, or it brings up this XYZ memory, or whatever that might be for some of you there. Having that conversation and being open and honest about that sensitivity, but it also does talk about the things that trigger us in a responsive kind of way here as well. So I am picking up very strongly on emotional triggers that sort of to be very kind of brash, I suppose, the emotional triggers that put you in a spicy kind of a mood, put you in the right mood for intimacy. So you're needing to just be a little bit more conversational this month with yourself or your partner about what it is that actually turns you on, what doesn't turn you on, and all those sorts of things. We do see the anchor here as well. So, there is a lot of reliability, a lot of stability here. I'm picking up also, I occasionally get this message with the anchor that there's certain things that, and that maybe is why we're having this conversation as well. And we're talking about these things is because, there comes a time where every anchor turns into a question. Okay. And it asks us, okay, is this stable, reliable energy that something I can rely and depend upon? Or is this holding me back a little bit? Am I a little bit stuck? All right. So sometimes those two things can seem like the other. It is kind of telling me that that's partly why we're seeing the vow energy, because, for some of you, this is the need to renew the vows between ourselves, renew those contracts that we have between us of how we feel towards each other, how we display those feelings towards each other, understanding the other's feelings and wants and desires and all those sorts of things as well, to really kind of remember that, that this isn't necessarily stuck. It's the anchor, it's something that holds us steady throughout the storm. And sometimes steadiness feels like not moving. So it's just something to think about, I think, for a lot of you here, that sometimes steadiness feels like not moving at all. But then Imagine if everything started moving and changing and shifting. Would you want that to happen, or would you rather the reliable, dependable energy? So it's coming through as a bit of a question for you here, Sagittarius, to really sort of think about that and think about, are you, asking yourself what your intuition is telling you and having those conversations in order to, move things in some kind of a way, but towards more, this is reliable and keeps me safe and protected, rather than this is holding me back. All right. So just needing to just renew some vows to each other, or make new vows to each other, or to yourself, when it comes to that issue. But I feel like that's going to be a very personal thing for each person within the collective, and only you can kind of delve into that question. So for some of you, you may just need to delve into that question a little bit this month, and just sort of ask yourself, how does it make you feel to think on that question, and what is your intuition telling you? What are your emotions telling you, when it comes to that anchor energy? All right. I am already picking up here that for some of you, that is a bit of a question for you at the moment, and that's resonating for you. Keep an eye out for the shadow work reading on the full moon. I feel like that's going to connect with this message as well. So if that resonates for you, please make sure you keep an eye out for the full moon shadow work message that will probably link up somehow to this message today. All right, so that's what we have for you. You're more than welcome to check your other placements, of course. Subscribe, I would love that. And we will move on to Capricorn. Capricorn. Okay, lacing up love for our Capricorns. Love and intimacy for Capricorn in November. Okay, Capricorn, love and intimacy for Capricorn in November. Window. Ooh. I'm hearing eyes are the windows of the soul. Staring deeply in someone's eyes this month, Capricorn. Open the windows of your soul. Let light enter both of your worlds. All right, so the need to really be very open and transparency coming through there with that as well. That, your light, Capricorn, is really helping someone this month, and being open to receiving their light is really helping you this month. All right. So regardless of, even if you're single, this is, for some of you, this is actually intimacy towards everyone that you care about, not just romantic love. This is actually being a little bit more intimate and less closed off, I want to say, less detached and cold, less closed. It's a very common Capricorn stereotype, right? That cold, detached energy. This month is really asking you to be a little bit more vulnerable and intimate with others. If you're a Capricorn like me, I really struggle with touch. Okay, I do, like, especially when it comes to, even friends and family. I struggle to touch friends and family, but touch means a lot to me. It's something that I've personally struggled with, is being open and vulnerable with people, and allowing myself to touch others and allow others to touch me. So I'm just picking up on those sorts of energies here, Capricorn, that the need to be really open and consciously telling yourself, I need to be open and letting my truth shine. More than anything, it's about, throw caution to the wind, and just sort of open up your heart and see what comes. It's, yes, sometimes you open up the window and the rain gets in, but sometimes you open up the window and, the most amazing things happen in your world, Capricorn. So I am just picking up on that message for you. But we'll have a look with the lenormand here. Capricorn, love and intimacy for Capricorn throughout November. Of course, we see your card here, Capricorn. All right, so we do see the mountain coming through first, the Capricorn card. This is blockages, all right? blockages and challenges that you're facing, especially around money and abundance. All right. So if you're facing any challenges in your financial realm, they're actually opening you up to new opportunities to find new ways of making money. And it's weird that I'm getting a lot of money messages. Well, not necessarily weird for Capricorn, but there's just a message here about the blockages you're experiencing with your finances. It's not actually a blockage. It's all about finding other ways around that mountain, Capricorn, putting in the work. Maybe some of you having to, focus a little bit more on work this month. But I am getting multiple messages coming through for you here, Capricorn, because the final card I have is the key. Okay, and as we all know, keys unlock those windows as well. So these money struggles, or it's not struggles, it's obstacles, things feeling like certain things are getting in your way, finding ways around those things and in different kinds of ways, actually opening up brand new opportunities for you to find success here. But I know I'm going a little bit astray from love and intimacy here, but if you're a Capricorn that loves your work, then that's definitely for you. But on a more love and intimacy based thing, it's kind of like it does feel like there's struggles and it's not so much struggles with the love stuff. It's more hard work being necessary and finding new paths up that mountain. Finding new ways to deal with challenges. That actually enables you to swim upstream with people in intimate ways. That the fish really does, more so than money, it talks about abundance and wealth. So, abundance and wealth is feeling like you're rich in more than just money. So the abundance of intimacy available to you, it may take a little bit of work. You may be feeling like it's a bit of a challenge to receive the abundance of love that you're desiring here, Capricorn. But it's actually an opportunity to explore new ways of receiving and new ways of giving. And it's actually opening up parts of you that maybe you've never even seen. Pardon me, Capricorn. Seriously, guys, do not start vaping. The vaping cough is disgusting. But it's like opening up new parts of yourself that maybe you've never even seen. And it's creating success in multiple aspects for you here. And not just for you, but for whoever you're dealing with love and intimacy. Let the light enter both of your worlds, opening up the windows of your soul. That these challenges are opening up the windows of your soul to parts of yourself that you maybe have never even experienced before, Capricorn. And it's providing you with a lot more abundance, even if it takes a little bit of hard work. All right. And, you're Capricorn. That the hard work card is your card for a reason. We don't shy away from hard work. We've had to do it our whole lives. So we know how to put in the work, being willing to put in the work, because it brings a lot of success. And do you know what? It looks as though it's going to bring a lot of money along as well, to be honest. I am getting still a lot of money coming through with that. It may seem like there's obstacles and challenges, but ultimately there's an abundance of success coming through for you here, Capricorn. So, it's kind of feeling like there's someone here that might be a partnership for you, not just in love, Capricorn. There could be some business connection with this partnership as well. All right, but that's what we've got for you. You are more than welcome, of course, to check out your other placements. Make sure you subscribe. Make sure you leave a comment so you can go in the draw for that free personal reading as well. And we will move on over to our Aquarius. Okay, Aquarius. The laces of love around you throughout November. Okay, Aquarius. Love and intimacy for Aquarius in November. Forgiveness, Aquarius. Oh, and the song that's playing right now is that Maroon 5, She Will Be Loved song. That actually is a song about, finding forgiveness, okay, and or offering forgiveness. Every time I hear it, there is a lot of forgiveness in that song. Whether that's what you hear in that song or not, there is a lot of forgiveness being given and shared in that song. Allow forgiveness to heal the wounds of the heart, restoring love's trust. All right, so a lot of you, it's about forgiving yourself as well. It's not just others that you need to forgive, and even when it is others that you're needing to forgive here, it's not just romantic lovers that you're needing to offer forgiveness to. It's, I am strongly getting here. There's a lot of forgiveness necessary for your view on love and the way that you have been taught love. So whether that's from, parental figures or past people in your life here, that I am picking up that message of, I feel like love is hurt, and I need to forgive myself for that being the thing that I have learnt. So if that makes sense, Aquarius, that I want to offer myself an opportunity to forgive all the hurt, not necessarily forget, but forgive the hurt, so that I can try to find love in other ways, that I can understand love in new ways, and forgive myself for maybe not understanding what love is or has been. Okay. Aquarius, love and intimacy for Aquarius, because with forgiveness becomes a lot of learning. I do feel like there's a lot of learning about what love is and what intimacy means to you. Burdens being lifted. Straight away we have the cross and then the coffin. All right. So that's a death of something, a death of the cross that you've been bearing, the burdens, the responsibilities that you've been carrying, that, love is, I've got to be like this, I've got to be like that. And that's why the forgiveness is so important, to ease the load, put an end to that, close the lid on those things that you've been carrying on your soul. When it comes to love and intimacy, you're really putting an end to that burden at the minute. All right. And it's kind of talking about finding yourself connection, finding a strong connection with your spirituality this month, and being a little bit more intimate with, I want to say God for you, Aquarius, but, I would normally say the universe. But I'm just sort of feeling the need to say God for you. So, ending the burdens that you're carrying when it comes to love, and allowing, the universe's love to carry you a little bit this month, and love for yourself to carry you this month, and knowing that this is just part of fate, I suppose, destiny, that you've had to experience these things, even if they haven't been the best. This is all about allowing yourself, and especially allowing that connection to spirit, to transform the way that you're looking at these things. You're offering forgiveness to oneself, and you're offering forgiveness to, the people that have taught you that love is painful. You're offering forgiveness here to that, in order to transform yourself. And it's all coming too from this Stork energy here. The Stork really stirs things up and gets things moving in a new direction for you. So we do see, a death and a rebirth happening for you this month in love and intimacy. But it seems to be, for a lot of you, it's all just sort of within you yourself, rather than necessarily connected to somebody. But it's stirring up new perspectives and new ways of looking at love, and what intimacy and love mean to you. You're finding new perspectives on what it could be. Okay, even if you're not making that transformation completely, you're considering new possibilities with the way that you view things, when it comes to love. because you are forgiving yourself, even if you're not consciously aware of that. You're forgiving yourself, and you're forgiving your emotion. That it's okay to have anger, and it's okay to, feel hurt by things. You're forgiving yourself for feeling those things, or for feeling betrayed in the past here, and things like that. Okay, so it really sort of starts things moving and moves you through this transformation, and gets things stirred up in yourself, that actually move you forward to a much better energy in the future. I do feel like this month is a bit transitional for you, not just transitional though, transformational, when it comes to the concept of love for you, Aquarius. But you're more than welcome to check out other placements, of course. Make sure you subscribe. Leave me a comment so you can go in the draw for that free personal reading as well. And we will move on over to our Pisces. All right. Pisces. Lacing up love for you, Pisces. Love and intimacy for Pisces throughout November. Love and intimacy for Pisces throughout November. Transparency. I want to say straight away, asking for transparency as well is very important. Even before I read this card, maintain transparency. Let sincerity shine through every conversation. All right. So you're being very open and very, I suppose, blunt with what you're saying, with love and intimate connections this month. With the way that you're coming towards love this month, you are being very transparent, and it's kind of, I'm getting that phrase, I can read you like a book, Pisces, because you're just being so open and honest about, this is who I am, this is my truth, get on board or get out kind of energy. I am getting a bit of that there too, but I do feel as though it needs to be said for you here, Pisces, that it is okay for you to ask for that transparency as well. And if it's not given to you, then maybe we need to put up a boundary about that. Look, that's my boundary, that you need to be transparent. It feels like something that you do need to ask for this month, okay, Pisces? But obviously it goes both ways, okay? Pisces, love and intimacy for Pisces throughout November. Love and intimacy for Pisces in November. Yeah. We have the Rider coming through first here. Coming out of the fire, Pisces, and you good news that you're moving forward and you're healed and you're grown more than you realize you are. We have the tree coming through there next. You're more mature, you're more wise, you've healed, you've taken care of yourself, you've done the work, you know what I mean? Like, and you're coming forward, you're coming out of your shell a little bit this month when it comes to love. I'm just getting this energy of, you've been allowing the flames to hide you away, Pisces, and some of you, you've been hiding in passion. Others of you, you've been hiding in denial, not going to lie. Sorry to mention that there, Pisces, but if you've been in denial about it, but you kind of like, go forth, go forth and prosper kind of energy is coming through from your energy this month, that it's kind of like, I'm finally ready to, I've been through that fire and I've reformed myself anew, which you really have with that family tree coming through. Oh, family tree as well, Pisces. So, that this has got strong connections to things that do feel like part of your family, not necessarily blood family, okay? Like, especially when we're doing love and intimacy. It's like, I've been forged in the fire and I'm ready to really branch out and into my wisdom and into my stable growth, and stable wisdom and maturity of love. You're really coming into your own this month when it comes to love and whatnot. You're really once again, being very transparent about, I've had to do this work. I feel like for a lot of you, that's the transparency that you're showing and displaying to others this month, is that this is what I've done for myself. This is the work I've done. This is what I've been working on. This is what I'm trying to be more like when it comes to being intimate and open with people. It's been a struggle, and being very open about the struggle as well. Okay, so that is the scythe coming through here as well, which is like, I've broken myself free from things. There's a lot of things that you've had to cut out of your energy, and that's part of your growth period. Is you've had to cut off the dead weight, the branches that were not growing any new leaves. You've come through and you've pruned that tree, Pisces. So you're kind of really breaking free from the stagnant energy this month when it comes to anything that's been holding you back, any dead weight. I just keep getting the same thing, cutting out the dead weight from your love life, things that have been holding you back in love. You're really cutting that out this month, and being honest and open with people about that look, I've had to cut this out, I've had to change this. I feel like you're kind of giving very mentoring and helping others, guiding someone else through similar things as what you've been through already. And I kind of feel though that that's part of the intimacy. Is I kind of feel here, especially those of you with Capricorn placements, you might want to go back and check out the Capricorn reading as well, because I am sort of, in my mind's eye, I keep seeing the same card that Capricorn had, which was, the window, opening yourself up, and being the light for others, and others being the light for you. And I feel like that's kind of what's going on here, is like, you're really open this month when it comes to love and romance, and I feel like even just the way that you're being intimate with others this month, so on a physical sex kind of aspect as well, there's something about it, Pisces, that is, you're cutting out the need for people to hide their healing, because you're not hiding yours. You're not hiding the things that you've struggled with in the past, and you're not hiding the fact that, yes, I've had to, cut off all this dead weight. Yes, I've had to break free from certain energies that have held me back with love and intimacy. So I'm just going to, throw it all out there. And if you don't like it, that's your problem. This is who I am. This is my truth. I'm getting a lot of that from you, Pisces, this month. And you will be surprised at how quickly it changes things for you. All right, there is a lot of changes coming through. When we break free from that sort of energy, it gets replaced with brand new changes. All right, it's a harvest. It's not just a cutting free from, it's a harvest. All right, so we can then turn all that energy into brand new things for ourselves. So this month, it does feel a little similar to Aquarius's, in the sense that it's a very transformational month with love, but at the end of it all, you're actually, you've grown and healed a lot more than you realize here, Pisces, and you're really coming out into your own. It's amazing. I really like this energy for you. It's a really positive shift for your energy with love, Pisces. But that's what we have for you. Make sure you do subscribe to the channel. Leave me a comment so you can go in the draw for that free personal reading. And happy Halloween, and I'll see you all again soon.